Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here with She Cruises. I love traveling solo, whether it's by air, by ship, train. I love traveling alone. I also travel in groups occasionally, but my real passion is just going by myself, having a bit of peace and quiet, and choosing the environment that I'm going to experience my holiday in. And solo cruising is fantastic. I have a love and a passion for the sea, and somehow that just all fits together beautifully. And the point here, though, is you're never alone. When you get on a ship, whether you're with 500 or 5,000, you have options. You can stay in your cabin all day. You can wander from place to place in complete solitary, reverie, or you can just dive in as and when you want. It's a kind of unique, controlled serendipity. You can meet new people if you like, or you can just take a whole day and sit on the deck, read the books, listen to your audio tapes, listen to music, or just enjoy the food, just jump from place to place, coffee to coffee. And all those things are possible if you choose to travel by yourself. You have the cabin all to yourself. You can do whatever you like to decorate it or to leave things out or not. You can make it yours. You can make it your own little home. And unpacking once, putting everything in the cupboard. It's just like having a floating hotel. I love it. And I've traveled, of course, with people too. So I don't want you to think I always travel solo. But when I do have those moments when I'm by myself, I just really love it. You can choose the enjoyment that you like. So if you've got any kind of fear of traveling by yourself, though, solo travel does not mean you have to be isolated and alone. Now, there's a lot of different options. River cruising is great to start with. If you want to just dip your toes into the cruising world, take a river cruise. They tend to be on smaller ships, on long ships that only carry maybe 200-300 people, and you just have this experience of being close to land all the time. So you can just feel connected and by yourself. You can not worry. You often are moored. The ship is often moored right by the town. Like in Budapest, for example, you can literally walk off the ship into the downtown area of Budapest. And of course, all along the Danube and the Rhine and all these beautiful rivers, the Seine, you can have this same experience. And I think that is just wonderful. Now, the other thing you can do is join a group cruise as a solo individual. I think one of my very, very favorite cruises I ever did, and I'm going to do it again in just a month or so, is joining what was called the Nomad Cruise. And this was a cruise on a Pullman tour ship. And it was a very nice, low budget, very affordable cruise. And what it was a group of about 300 people who have committed themselves to a lifestyle where they can work anywhere in the world. They are nomads. Some, like me, have a base where they live most of the year, but then others just travel. And they bring with them a lot of interesting information. So this group was like a subgroup within the larger ship community. And we would, so I came as a solo traveler. I joined the group, and every day we would have a choice of workshops, shore excursions, and nothing was mandatory. Like, you didn't have to go. There was no check-in, but you got the most out of it, of course, if you jumped in and joined in. So that's the type of cruise you can take where you're solo, but you can become part of a group. And I'm actually going to do it again because I love that experience, and I'll write about it in more detail on She Cruises. Now, the other thing is on the larger ships and the small ones, there's always something to do. I mean, the larger ships are like entertainment centers. You can do just about anything. There are pampering opportunities on just about every cruise line. You can have saunas and body massages and treatments, haircut. You can just really treat yourself to a pampering retreat. And there's some ships like Viking has the Nordic spa, which is really cool. Like, you go into this spa area, there's a room where it's snowing and there's ice everywhere. And then you go into the hot pool. It's beautiful. And then others, I mean, I have not obviously traveled every cruise line, so I don't know all of them. You can share with me the ones that you've had, but there's some really, really cool experiences. So I guess the point there is, as a solo traveler, you're never truly alone. You can just join in the spa activities, the group dances, or those kind of fun group things that are organized for all the solos. Also, a lot of cruise lines now have tables in the dining room where solo travelers can sit. And so if you want to just chat with somebody one-on-one and not necessarily with a couple or group, you can do that too. I think just generally there's more sensitivity now to people traveling by themselves on cruise ships, and there's more activities, more space, and more understanding. I think people used to look at you like you were crazy if you were traveling solo on a cruise ship, but now I think it's more acceptable, and the cruise lines are doing something about it. Now, I wanted to mention one thing though, is that you actually can benefit from being a solo traveler if you take those opportunities to jump into a new group, because together, on your own, you might not do stuff, but if you, for example, join a shore excursion to somewhere that you've never been and you just get into the spirit with the group, you might just go on that place that you never went before, or you might try something completely brand new. So you choose your adventure as a solo traveler. Another thing that I really love to mention here is this dreaded single supplement. Now, we all know that that's been a huge challenge for solo travelers, and it still is. I must admit, it's not solved yet. And understandably, if you stop to think about it, cruise ships have been built to a business model that requires 2 people in every room. I know it's hard to justify that, and people get very resentful of the single supplement, but putting my business hat on, I kind of get it. And it's not until they start building ships that are designed for that not so much single, but solo travel model, they will start to be able to bring the price down. I've said it before, but I swear the company that comes up with an all solo cruise line, 2,000 single rooms, is going to just make such a fortune, and it's going to do so well because people like to up their space. I think that's just how it is. But Norwegian Line offers some single cabins now. Cunard has built a few into when they refurbish a ship, and Fred Olsen is very good at solo travel too. They offer a lot of solo options, and they're very upfront about the pricing, and I like that. You kind of know what you're going to get. There's a couple of lines like the Grand Circle line that actually offer a service, a roommate finding service. So a cabin finding service, roommate service. And since we know now that like 10-15% of passengers on cruise ships are solo, there's now more and more being done to accommodate us. The internet's a great source for all this, and there's a lot of lines or companies now. In the UK particularly, I've noticed Passion for Cruises and Vacations to Go. There's a lot that do specifically they feature specifically cruises for solo travelers. So I hope that's kind of given you a little bit of a broad brush of why I love solo travel, and maybe encourage you, if you don't want to cruise with someone else in your cabin and you feel you're going to look around for those solo deals, that it can be fun. And it can be really easy to mix and mingle with other people. It's not like you have to be isolated the whole time. It's a totally different experience. You discover new places every day. You get to meet new people, try new things. And for me, that's kind of my reasons why I love solo travel. And I'd love to hear your ideas too. What attracts you to the idea of solo travel? And do you have a particular cruise line that you've experienced that did really a good job for you as a solo traveler? I really would like to, let's kind of open up the conversation here so that we can all learn from these dialogues. It's my intention to make this a shared community experience. And I'm looking forward to getting some cruises together so that we can share as a group, small group, some solo travel together, or we can work on all kinds of different models. But anyway, thank you for being here. I really, truly appreciate your support and your help for She Cruises, and look forward to meeting you perhaps on the high seas in the future. Take very good care, everybody. Bye for now.